God. It's warm today. Got the garage door open. Got the side door open. It's just too hot today, Anyway, I dropped a clanger. Not massive, it's repairable, but it's just down to me being too impatient. I've been patient with this piece for a while, and I just saw the red mist and went for it today, and I've cocked it up in more ways than one. But I said it is repairable. What it is this piece here. I've been so patient with this piece. It had guffs here, guff in there where it had been scraped. I say this is the bit that the opposite side to that, so it should look like that. So anyway, so I've got this thing here, and look at that, cracks in the primer. Now, fortunately, it's very light, so it can buff out. But I'm going to have to leave this overnight now to fully dry off, and then be patient again. So yeah, it's proper peeing me off, but it's my own fault. Got the fuel tank here now. This is getting ready for a light coat of primer, so I can see where I can barely feel it with my finger, but there's some imperfection, very small. But the beauty of putting like a nice light coat of primer on there is that when it dries off, it'll show up really easy where the little imperfections are, and then I can put a stopper in there, flatten it all off, let it dry off, and then put some more primer on, and then check it again, and if it's nice and flat, looks okay under primer, then it's going to look alright on the gloss. So we can start building some gloss layers on, and just very thin coats, and then we can buff it all up afterwards, and hopefully it won't look as bad as it did the first time. As I said, I'm not making this into a garage queen or looking like it's I don't have the time. I'm not making it look like it's come out of a showroom. It's just not worth it. Not to me anyway. Maybe to somebody else when they buy it. But as long as it's neat and tidy, safe and to ride, be a nice little runabout for somebody. Obviously I'm going to get a bit of a run on it myself after it's MOT'd and that. Yeah, so anyway, what a clanger, but we can sort it. Just needs a bit of patience. Hi everyone. Well, it's been a couple of days. I've had some other bits and pieces to do, but I've been trying to flatten this piece that I've messed up, and let's have a nosy. Right, it's got this filler primer on, and it's been not done for a while. Just looking at it, I can't see any marks. It's really hard to see any guffs or where the guffs were. I know they're there, but it's really hard, so that's going to be left overnight, and I'm going to start glossing it up. I think I know what the problem was. This paint that I'm using, it actually says to leave approximately 60 minutes between coats. I've never had that before, but I must admit, I think when I did it, I was like banging it every 5 minutes, and just trying to hurry it along, and then it all went pear-shaped. So I'm going to take my time and hopefully this will turn out as good as I can possibly get it. Yeah, so my next hit is obviously the fuel tank, but unfortunately I've got no masking paper, I've got no sheet or plastic or anything, so I've ordered another roll. So we'll see what happens. Try and get some primer on that and slowly get that sorted. Thought it was on a good run. Flattened off that piece, painted it again today. Everything was going brilliant until I put the last coat of paint on. 45 minutes later to see how it was doing. Fissures in it again. This isn't good enough. This isn't good enough. I'm going to have to flatten it all off again. Obviously, I'm going to leave it for a day or so, let it harden enough. So I found the people who make it's a spray tin paint using the rattle cans, and so there's a phone number on the can, so I phoned them up. Someone answered, and a nice lady put me through to someone from their technical department. So I was chatting to him and let him know what was going on. And the first thing he said to me was, are you allowing enough drying time? So I said, well, the first time I did it, like last week, no I didn't, I just used it as normal paint. So I didn't, when I reread the instructions, it said 60 minutes between drying time. Right, so I started again from afresh, said I got down to 2 coats of paint, no problem. I put my third coat on, I thought this would be great, I can let this dry off and harden off, and then I can put my clear coat over the top. Yeah. Cracks up and everything. So he goes, where are you painting? Says, well, I'm outside, but I'm not in direct sunlight. He says, is it really warm where you are? So I said, yeah. He says, what could be happening? And I don't know, I'm no expert, that's why I phoned them. Dabbled a little bit with paint cans in the past and not really had that much problems, but seem to having a few issues with this. And he said it could be because it's too warm. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it could be that it's gassing off too quickly. And I'm going, and so you're getting paint shrinkage. And that's not going to help matters, considering that you've put like a light coat on and you had no effects, and a second coat which is slightly heavier and you got, and nothing happened then, but as soon as you put your last coat on, it messed up. Yeah, it's funny you should say that, because I did it. I think I put this was like 2 weeks ago, 2 coats of paint, and then when I came to put the next coat on, it was fine, but I had a little blemish, so I just got rid of the blemish. And then anyway, short story long, so I'm going to leave it now. I can show you the state of it. I just thought, can't believe this. Thought it was on the home run, and then I was going to let it dry off. Put the clear coat on, and yeah. Oh, gets you sometimes, doesn't it? Just gets you sometimes. Anyway. Okay, here we are. Look at the fucking state of that. May not be able to see it, but yeah, look at all the fishes on it. This is worse than before. But I must admit, this piece of plastic does feel really warm. So, sod it, it's going to stay off. And I'm going to leave it for a few days before I flatten it all off and start all over again. He did say to me, perhaps it might be a good idea is when you spray it, bring it indoors where it's a bit cooler. So I might bear that in mind. Anyway, see you later.